Hi, this is a review of the Revolution Deluxe Mini version 3. I was in the market for a small bag and wasn't able to find much information about the version 3 of this bag. And I figured I would do a little review for anybody else that might be in the market for a bag of this size and had the same kind of questions I did. No doubt if you've been in the market for a bag and are on YouTube, you've probably seen Doth Savek's videos, and he did a review of the version 2 of this bag. Um, Unfortunately, it looks like he's not really active on his channel anymore, so there's no recent updates for this. So jumping into it, if you're not familiar with Revolution, they were kind of the pound disc golf before pound was a thing. Back in the days before everybody was carrying backpack bags, everybody had shoulder bags. Revolution was the it brand. They made really good quality bags, super tough, made in the USA, and stupid expensive compared to the competition. So as an example, so this is the Mini Deluxe bag. Back in the day, there was this, just the Revolution Mini bag, and it's a good bag. It serves its purpose well. It holds about the same number of discs, maybe just a couple fewer. But the main difference is that obviously it has only this little pocket for storage and this kind of weenie mesh bottle holder, which, serves its purpose, but it's nothing special. As a point of reference, this thing back in the day, I think I bought it for $45. Over the years, I think it increased up to like $85, and now they don't make it anymore. They replace it with the deluxe version, which is just basically a scaled down version of their Carolina bag, which is like their flagship model. This bag, I bought it for $160 with the backpack straps. This is an extra upgrade. I think it adds $30 to the price. The base price then was $130. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the price has gone up now. It's only available on Gotta Go, Gotta Throw, and it is $150 for the base model or $180 if you want the backpack harness. I don't know exactly why the price increase has happened. That was like within the last couple months since I bought the bag. It could be matching the price point of the pound Vagabond, or it could be tariff related. I don't know. But it is more expensive. It was already expensive to begin with. But that's kind of the way things are these days if you want a premium bag. So, what is different about this, the V3 compared to the V2? The main thing I would say is that the cradle inside is now a foam cradle. Basically serves the same purpose as the old one. So this is what was in the old model. If you saw Doth Savek's video before, he kind of wondered about the reason for this cradle. My assumption is that they had this cradle in the original mini bag, so it would only make sense to include it with the deluxe bag as well. The main reason that they had it for the mini bag was for stability. And it really helps with the regular mini bag. I don't know if it's strictly necessary in this bag, but I will say that this bag is super stable. Like, I can just like plop it on the ground and I don't have to worry about it tipping over at all. My main bag that I have is a pound Octothorpe, the original version of it, which it's a great bag in a lot of respects, but it is really tippy. So I always have to be conscientious about how I'm putting it on the ground. Whereas with this one, I just plop it down and it stays put. I don't have to worry about anything. And another difference, so one of the concerns that Doth had with this cradle before was like really sharp edges. It could wear through the bottom of the bag, whereas the foam cradle is completely flat on the bottom, so it's not going to add those extra pressure points. Speaking of the bottom, that is another difference. The version 2 had that, what they call the truck vinyl or tarp, whatever. This is not that truck vinyl. It is straight up 1000D Cordura. I don't have any concerns about wear issues with that. So you can see on my old original bag, you can see that this thing has been around the block. It's over 15 years old, I think. And granted, it's not my daily use bag, but I have used it a lot, and it's still holding up fine. Like, you can see these marks in the cradle here, but that's not really wear. That's just kind of like dirt that's ground into the bottom of the bag. And this is only 500D Cordura, so much less durable fabric, still holding up great. So I don't have any concerns about the durability of this. Let's see other differences. These attachment points for the harness, they have these little eyelets now to clip into, which I don't think makes a huge difference, but it is a nice little feature before you're just nylon loops like you have on the front of the bag here. Let's see. Also, I don't know if this is a change or not. Doth didn't really talk about it in his review, but you can see some rigidity here. There's like really dense foam in the sides of the bag that give it structure. And it also provides a wall between the main disc compartment and the pockets. So that's a nice little feature. I think that mainly covers it. Oh, one of the weird quirks that Doth noticed in his review, these side pockets weren't exactly symmetrical. One was offset a little bit, so it made one of the pockets a little bit smaller than the other. As far as I can tell, these are symmetrical now, and the pencil pocket has changed in location. I guess, yes, one major difference between this bag and previous versions. So Gotta Go, Gotta Throw now is the owner of Revolution. I'm not sure exactly who manufactured Revolution before, if they actually did it themselves in-house or if they contracted it out to somebody. But this version of the bag is made by a different company. On the old versions of Revolution, like part of their signature was having this cute little American flag in there showing that it's made in USA. We don't have the little flag anymore. There is a tag in here, which I don't think you'll be able to see on my camera, but it does say made in USA if you look up close to it. From what I could tell from scouring the internet trying to find out information on this, it looks like this bag is actually made by a company called Portage North, or associated with that company. They are a smaller brand based in Minnesota that they manufacture things for canoeing and kayaking. I assume that they got the rights to the design, or Throw did, and they're now contracted. So it's basically the same bag, just some minor tweaks to it. Let's see, a couple things. There's plenty of space in these pockets for adding all of your essentials. I don't think this would pass the hoodie test of trying to squeeze a hoodie into there. But as far as carrying your everyday essentials, there's plenty of room in there. Part of the reason that I wanted an upgrade from my old bag was that I'd take my dog out a lot of times disc golfing and carrying all of his accessories, like a second bottle of water for him, a bowl, and carrying his leash, poop bags and stuff like that. It's just extra accessories that didn't really fit into this small pocket very easily. So I wanted a little more storage space, and that's what I got with this. The storage is good for the most part. One of the things in Doth's review, he's talking about using these side pockets. He wasn't a huge fan of them because he found them hard to get stuff in and out of them. I've not really found that problem. As you can see, they slide in and out easy. I don't think, maybe they've enlarged these slightly in the design and the redesign, but they slide in nice and easy for me, and I like having dedicated putter pockets. I will say, though, that if you stuff the bag a little bit more full, so I've got the bag pretty much empty right now, but in this pocket, I do just have a couple of towels in there. Discs still slide in and out really easy like that. And then I've got a rain shell here that's bundled up. When I put something of that size in there, it fills up the pocket a lot more. Whoops, let me readjust my camera here. Fills up the camera, or the pockets more, and it does make it tighter when that pocket's filled up a bit. So in that kind of case, I would probably keep the putter inside and just maybe have the utility disc to keep in the outer pocket. And as you can see, that's a driver that slides in really easy. All the rest of the pockets are great. I love these little side pockets for putting a phone in. It fits perfectly. It's easy to slide in and out. Especially good. I'm not like somebody that is on my phone a whole lot during a round, but I mainly have this as being a travel bag. So there's a good chance I'm playing a course that I've never played before. So being able to pull out my phone and look at UDisc is really helpful. Let's see. So the shoulder harness, I was really going back and forth on whether I wanted this or not. It seems like it might be a bit of overkill for a bag of this size, and going back and forth is well, it's better to have too much than too little, and I don't want to buy the bag and then wish that I had this harness. getting the harness, I have mixed feelings on it. So as you can see, this is not the same harness that Doth had in his review. He had the heavyweight harness. This is the lightweight, and this is the only option that's currently available on Gotta Go, Gotta Throw. You can see it is way flimsier, like no real padding to speak of, which, it's not a big deal especially for a bag of this size. But being so thin, it doesn't really have any structure. So, like if you're carrying the bag on one shoulder and want to put it on the other shoulder, it's really kind of a pain to try to get your arm in there. You can't just like slide your other arm in and put it on your back. Like putting this on both shoulders, you really have to kind of like swing the bag around, kind of like you're putting on a jacket and putting one arm in the sleeve first and then doing it in one fluid motion. It's just kind of awkward if you try to put it on one shoulder and then get your other arm in there. In addition to that, this bag, you can see that it's not a whole lot of space between these attachment points. And like I'm not fat. I'm not exactly skinny, not exactly fat, kind of, middle-aged dad bod kind of thing. But I did not find this comfortable wearing it on both shoulders, just because the points are so narrow that the straps kind of come in and like go across your lower back / love handle area. So it's like not excruciatingly uncomfortable, but not nearly as comfortable as wearing a regular backpack style bag. Plus, I kind of forgot about how much better backpack bags ride on your back, at least in my opinion. I know some people really love their shoulder bags and the old school style of things, but I really don't like the swishy sway motion of these kind of bags in there on your back, not compared to a real backpack bag. So I find myself, when I'm using this bag, pretty much 90% of the time just wearing it on one shoulder. I suppose the shoulder harness is nice in that respect, that you can just throw it on one shoulder really easily and you can switch it between. I don't know. I think at some point I'm going to just buy another strap, just a single strap, and see if I like that better. Oh, one other thing. Not that it's a huge deal, but Gotta Throw's website doesn't have the most up-to-date information, as I can tell. It seems like they have kind of copy-pasted information from previous models and versions. But part of the reason I bought this was that this strap, or this harness, is made by Revolution. Revolution's made in the USA, which is how Gotta Go, Gotta Throw advertises it on their website. But I saved the tag. We'll see if I'm actually able to focus in here. Doesn't look like it's going to focus, but in this area right here, it says made in China, crafted with quality materials and manufacturing. So I'm not displeased with the quality of it at all, but it is a little bit misleading that this is a Revolution strap, but it's not made in America. All in all, I really like this bag. My main reason that I wanted it, as I said, I got it as a travel bag to have as something with a little bit more storage than what I had in my old version. I got it as something, so like going on a road trip where there's not like a whole lot of car space, especially if we have the dog along, and had the car packed full of all sorts of stuff, and don't really have room for a full size disc golf bag. Or if I'm going on a plane somewhere, this is something that I can pack into a suitcase. I just got back from a trip where I had this packed in my suitcase. It's tight. It is a bit of a squeeze to get into the suitcase, but it does fit. So that's a big plus. Um, when I was looking at back to this kind of quality and form factor, really, really, I only saw a few options. There was the the Deluxe Mini, um, the Grip G series, and the new Pound uh, Vagabond. The I looked at the Grip series, the Grip uh, G series, and it looks like it's a decent enough bag for what it is. But it didn't look like it held that many discs. Didn't have that great of storage, and like the bottle holders were kind of funky. So I figured that wasn't for me. Um, so comparing this to the Pound Vagabond, uh, I was interested in the Vagabond, um, but there were a few things that swayed me to the Revolution bag. One of them is the bottle holders. I like having actual dedicated bottle holders on a bag. Pound, for all their merits, I've always been a bit annoyed at their lack of actual dedicated bottle holders. Um, just adding the sleeve seems like kind of a band-aid solution, and I've had similar issues as to this, where like if a pocket gets overstuffed, it makes it hard to get the disc in and out here. Had the same kind of issue on my Octothorpe, where if I overstuff the side pocket, that pushes into the side pocket on the Octothorpe and squeezes that bottle holder thing. So it can make getting bottles in and out tougher. Plus, I like having, I mean, even if you're not carrying two bottles, it's nice to just have like an easy pocket where you can just like throw a towel or whatever in there, just as a easy carrying place. Like if I'm with the dog and take his leash off, easy to just throw the leash right into the bottle holder there. I will say I like the styling of the Vagabond. I think it's a really nice looking bag. Obviously, I don't have one to really compare like the usability of it. But if I were going strictly by aesthetics alone, I think that the the Vagabond gets a slight edge there. But I mean, I think this is a fine looking bag, and I like the variety of colors that are available for this. And speaking of available, that is a huge reason that I got this bag. The Vagabond, um, it's not available right now. Uh, Pound, like they make great stuff, but part of their business practice is the manufactured scarcity. Like you can only get certain bags at certain times. Uh, at the time when I was in the market for a bag, uh, I was looking at the trip that we had planned was going to be like the end of September, early October, something like that. I emailed them in early August. The Vagabond was out of stock at the time. I emailed them asking when the Vagabonds would be back in stock. They said that they planned on having them by early September. They did not have anything available by early September. Uh, they did not have anything at the end of September. They did not have anything at the beginning of October. Now we're in early November 2025 right now. They have just opened up pre-orders for the Vagabond with an expected release sometime at the end of November. So that's it's a nice bag if you're willing to wait, I'm sure. Of course, you do have the option of paying for the custom bag, which that's an extra $50, I think. So already already a pricey bag. Either way, like they're both $150 price point. This is 100 and well, yeah. Now it's 150, 180 if you want the shoulder straps. The pound, I believe, is 150 base. And if you want the little drink holder thing, that's an extra $30 if you don't have one of those. So either way, you're looking at like 150 to 180 bucks, which is a lot already for a bag of this size. Um, so yeah, these kind of things, it's the kind of buy once, cry once kind of mentality. I don't especially like spending a lot of money for that, but I am willing to spend extra money for a good bag. Um, but yeah, hopefully this answers any questions that people might have lingering. Um, this is a great little small footprint bag. Uh, Carries, I think I've got like 12 discs in there right now. You can carry uh, probably 13 regular size discs in the main compartments. Obviously, you can fit more into the storage pockets if you want. But yeah, 13 comfortably. It's really good. It's not as comfortable as a backpack bag, in my opinion. So if you're going to buy just one bag, I would recommend going for a backpack bag. Um, or if you're just like a beginner looking to get a small bag, I think this is a bit much to spend on a beginner bag. But if you are in a similar situation as me, where you want a good bag with decent storage that is small and easily packable, this is a great bag. I'm sure the Pound Vagabond is great too, but this one is easily available from Gotta Go, Gotta Throw. As far as I know, they keep it in stock. Hope this helps people. I'm not really one to post videos that often, but I'll try to keep an eye. If you have any questions, I can try to answer them. But yeah, hope this helps.